believe that diplomacy should be the cornerstone of any foreign policy.
And I can see Russia from my house.
Live from Washington, D.C., it's Saturday night? Not exactly. SNL has never shied away from skewering politics throughout its 50-year run, helping bring some welcome humor to the high-stakes election season. From Will Ferrell as former President George W. Bush to Maya Rudolph as Vice President Kamala Harris, Access Hollywood rounds up Saturday Night Live's most unforgettable political impressions.
Before we begin, I know that myself and the press have gotten off to a rocky start. All right.
Will's now classic take on President Bush laid the groundwork for comedic riffs on the post-millennium political landscape, as the impression became a new standard for how SNL parodied debates, press conferences, and even Oval Office addresses.
When I campaigned to be your president, I promised that if elected, I would change the tone in Washington, that I would end the usual partisan bickering and reach out to my opponents, often with a helping hand. And lately, it seems to me that no one has needed a helping hand more than former President Bill Clinton. Accordingly, on Friday, February 16th, at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I ordered a surprise military strike against Iraq in order to move his latest scandals off the front pages. Now, let me make something very clear. There was utterly no legal or military justification for this strike.
Tina Fey channeled 2008 vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin so expertly that her impersonation is widely considered one of the show's most uncanny, and the 30 Rock alum even won an Emmy for the portrayal, an honor that had many fans saying, "You betcha."
What's your opinion of this potential $700 billion bailout?
Like every American I'm speaking with, we are ill about this. We're saying, hey, why bail out Fannie and Freddie and not me? But ultimately, what the bailout does is help those that are concerned about the health care reform that is needed to help shore up our economy, to help, it's got to be all about job creation, too. Also, to shoring up our economy and putting Fannie and Freddie back on the right track. And so health care reform and reducing taxes and reining in spending, because Barack Obama, we've got to accompany tax reduction and tax relief for Americans. Also, having a dollar value meal at restaurants, that's going to help. But 1 in 5 jobs being created today under the umbrella of job creation, that, also...
Melissa McCarthy also scored Emmy Gold for her jaw-dropping turn as Donald Trump's then press secretary Sean Spicer. The shrewd casting left viewers stunned as the Oscar nominee took the podium for a cold open sketch that included a few props and even more pieces of gum.
Yeah, all right, you guys still aren't getting it. What you need some props? My word's too big, I gotta show you in pictures? Great, okay, here we go. When it comes to these decisions, the Constitution gives our president lots of power, and Steve Bannon is the key advisor. Okay? And our president will not be deterred.
SNL legends Amy Poehler and Kate McKinnon have both taken on Hillary Clinton, with the Parks and Recreation star appearing as the former senator in the early 2000s before Kate took over in 2015 ahead of then Secretary of State Clinton's second presidential run. And fans were delighted to see the comedy superstars join forces as dueling Hillarys for a Christmas sketch.
Is someone there? I hear strong yet feminine laughter.
From 2008.
Hello, Hillary.
Oh, you changed your
hair. Yes, well, people said I should, so I did.
And your laugh is different, too. It's less joyful.
Well, I've been through 7 years more things, so.
Larry David seemed like a no-brainer to take on the role of former presidential candidate Bernie Sanders, and the actor and writer only proved how much he and the longtime Vermont senator have in common when SNL took a page from his own fictionalized self in this Curb Your Enthusiasm spoof.
Sweetie, I can't believe how many people are here.
It's a revolution, Jane. Millions of people. If we have a good turnout, we can win Iowa. Hello, thank you so much.
Oh my God, Mr. Bernie Sanders! Oh, I'm your biggest fan. And I'm telling you, I'm feeling the burn.
That's okay.
President Joe Biden has been such a mainstay on the SNL sketch roster over the years that a reported 9 actors have all appeared as the 46th president, including Jason Sudeikis, Woody Harrelson, Jim Carrey, and most recently Dana Carvey, all illustrating different Biden subtleties in their performances.
Now, some of you out there are asking, Joe, how are you going to pay for a $1.2 trillion plan by cutting taxes? Finally.
There's no need to worry anymore. Daddy's here, America. I see you, I hear you, I sniff you, and I hug you from behind.
There's another holiday right around the corner, Election Day. If you're like most Americans, you're excited to vote and very, very, very worried about the outcome. But don't worry, they say I'm 8 points ahead. Poll numbers like that can only go wrong once in a blue moon.
Folks, that's right. A lot of people forget I'm president, including me. But guess what? And by the way, I think I did a pretty good job.
SNL fans were delighted to see Maya reprise her role as Vice President Harris upon the former prosecutor stepping in for Biden in the 2024 election. And her anticipated return came with a few more surprise cameos, including Maya's fellow SNL alum Andy Samberg as Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff.
Well, look who fell out of that coconut tree. Well, your fun aunt has returned. The fun has been rebooted. Too fun, too furious. I am so happy to be campaigning in whatever swing state I'm in, which I will just refer to as Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia. Because I am going to protect your Georgia.
Longtime stand-up favorite Jim Gaffigan made his SNL debut as Harris's running mate Tim Walz in the season 50 premiere. Though some had envisioned an SNL icon like Steve Martin in the role, many fans were pleased to see Jim's take on the governor's Minnesota nice persona.
Woo! Yeah. Folks, I haven't been this excited since I got a 10% rebate on a leaf blower from Menards. What can I say? I got that BDE, Big Dad energy. You see what I did there? You get it?
I got it. I didn't want it, but I got it.
James Austin Johnson is the most recent cast member to portray Donald Trump, and even SNL creator Lorne Michaels has praised the comedian's impression as brilliant, with many noting the almost indistinguishable vocal similarities.
I'm really enjoying these post-court press conferences in this very weird and depressing hallway. I don't like being in court because they say very mean things about me while I am trying to sleep. But I love being out here in the hallway outside court, daring judge to imprison me. He gave me a gag order. I said, that sounds like a challenge on RuPaul.
He succeeded Alec Baldwin, who made consistent headlines for his performance during Trump's 2016 campaign and presidential term through 2020, appearing in nearly 50 episodes.
I mean, who is excited for my inauguration day? Yes, thank you to those people over there who I definitely did not pay to do that.
Though Fred Armisen was the first SNL star to appear as Barack Obama in 2008 for the president's first term, Jay Pharoah took over in 2012 and won the approval of Obama himself, even reportedly accepting an offer to perform as him for a private event. We're just wondering if guests could tell them apart.
I want to assure the American people that I learned a lot in my first term. That I'm ready to apply to my second. Mainly, that this is a terrible job, and I hate it.
SNL's political impressions go back decades, of course. The late Phil Hartman won laughs for his work as then-President Bill Clinton in the 90s, but Darrell Hammond went on to deliver a long-standing parody that Clinton himself reportedly preferred.
America, I come before you tonight to thank you for re-electing me. I know half of you didn't vote, but of the half that did, almost half voted for me. And I appreciate that overwhelming show of support. 49% of the less than 50% of you who voted said yes to Bill Clinton. That kind of groundswell tells me I'm on the right track. Less than half of the people who voted stood up and demanded 4 more years. That means 1 out of every 4 of you are helping me build that bridge into the next century. And I thank every 4th one of you for your unanimous support.